Cash in the bank is not, ended up not using a loan. The net income came in north of the minimum we targeted. But again, it's mostly because the non-cash cash in the bank is, calculated a little bit differently. So I think no big surprises with respect to year end, I would say. And audit is in process.
Yeah. And so generally no surprises is a good thing in the finance area. And I think, Kristen, I just would commend you for coming in this year, full year, and having an impact on the way in which we're managing strongly and really closely monitoring, making the most of our funding and making good decisions on it. So that's sort of shown right now as we close out 23-24 and what's represented. And then with July, it's just really early in the year. So there hasn't been a whole lot of action with regard to financials to report out for July. And so I think with that, Kristen, do you want to quickly report out on the in and outs of the trailer and lease agreement and what will come forward approval-wise or up for approval tonight?
Yep. So this is just a renewal of the 3 trailers that are at the high school. We do have annual leases with them. So these leases would actually will have started yesterday, August 27th, and they will go until August 26th of 2025. The price for the whole year for all 3 trailers is $102,573, which is a 4.4% increase from last year. And it was frozen last year from the previous year. So this is the first increase in a couple of years that we've had. So that's what we'll be looking for approval to extend those leases into the next school year, or into this school year, sorry.
Any questions for Kristen there? This is something also that we discussed on Friday with the AFC. Great. Chris, do you want to say a bit about tech services and what's up for approval there tonight?
Absolutely. We are seeking to continue our contract with iWise for tech services. We've been using them since 2015. In the past, this has not been a board approval item since the total cost for each year was under $20,000. Moving forward, they have raised prices from $1,500 to $2,000 per month, which is a lot in one year. So it will cost $24,000 over the course of the year. But we looked into it. They haven't raised prices since 2015. So it's actually a 3.6% price increase if we look at it year over year since 2015. So essentially, we're being charged the same amount as their other vendors. Their service has been pretty good. I've reached out to about a half dozen other vendors as well. All the other vendors came in as even more expensive. So this is still the most affordable option. And we have 30 days to cancel if we ever want to cancel in the middle of the year.
This was also discussed on Friday. Are there any questions for Chris here? Great. So that's the report out on the AFC from Friday's call. We did not meet with the AFC and there was no DFC meeting this past week. So those are the 2 committee meetings to bring to the full board tonight. I think we're up for approval items, Jim.
Okay. First item is the minutes from the meeting on July 24th, which everybody should have received.
Sorry about that. My fault for getting them out to people late.
Yeah. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, seeing none, all in favor? Hands up. Thank you. Okay. Renewing the trailer agreement. So what's the number? Sorry.
It's 100.
What's the number?
Yep, 102,573.
Okay, and that's for the coming year.
Yep.
Okay. Any questions? Okay, all in favor? Thank you. And technology services agreement. Chris, what's the number there?
That would be $24,000 for tech services.
Okay, questions, comments? Not seeing any. All in favor? Thank you. Okay, schedule for 2024-2025. Josh, do you want? You flipped
We
it
looked
up,
at that
right?
a moment ago. Here's what it looks like, and so I guess I'll just say there are some in-person meetings built into this right now. I've tried to keep the flow fairly consistent with this year, which I think has gone, with this past year, which has gone well. In terms of committee meetings, which take place via Zoom, these times I think are tentative right now. And and I would want to confirm the times and days with each committee moving forward. But this is what I'm proposing. Some of these are fairly consistent. The AFC's always met on Fridays at 2:30, so I have that continuing here. And then with some of the new committees, I proposed some things out, but this could be subject to change depending on people's availability.
Okay.
And I just would note that the governance committee right now would meet on odd months only. So the first meeting would be in September. And committee meetings happen the week before full board meetings.
Okay. Any questions, comments? Okay, all in favor? Thank you. Do we have to approve this before you?
Typically, that is an item that we typically approve. If Jeanette or Marion feel differently, let us know. But I think this has been on the agenda typically in June, but because of the changes, we took another two meetings to flesh this out. Yeah. Yeah, so Marion says, yes, this should be approved.
Okay. Okay, anybody have any questions or want to take themselves off of something?
Or put themselves onto additional committees. That's a better question, yeah. Who would like
Exactly.
to load the duties and be on every committee we have? I think I
Plenty
see
of room on the fundraising committee,
Marion's hand is up right now.
Okay. Seeing no comments,
Sorry,
questions, all in favor? Okay, thank you. Okay. I think that's it.
Okay, I think with that, we move into a closing out of meeting. Next meeting is September 25th. That's a Wednesday. That's 6 p.m. It will be virtual. And items on the agenda right now include a review of the data dashboard for the first few weeks of school. There'll be some updates to that dashboard too, both for the board and for the SLC. We'll dig into the data a bit more that we looked at tonight. And so there could be some additional findings there that we'll report out. We'll provide updates, obviously, to staffing and student enrollment, as well as facilities. And finally, we'll dig into any updates on development and where we are now. We have applied to a number of grants recently. In a couple of cases, applied and then heard a quick, not this year, and that's fine. So those things are happening too, and we'll report out kind of where we are in September.
Okay. Anything else, Josh?
I think that concludes the meeting.
All right. I don't see anybody from the public here. Okay, great.